That's very nice. Two angles. Shall I be like wearing this or wearing like little bit more?
I think
Yeah?
the Hanuman.
Hanuman.
Ganesha, not Hanuman, sorry. I get them confused. It's chewy.
It's good. It will help us to be real.
Well, it'll help us to be present, you're right. Okay. It's on?
Go look if you can see me as well.
Yes.
Yeah? Perfect, right?
Yes. It's good actually. Beautiful.
Dear friends, I'm very happy to be in meditative state mode with my friend Preity Upala, who we met long time ago and who helped me a lot with my spiritual growth, explaining things. And we had met at different places of the earth, including Koh Samui and LA. And I heard Preity, you have a radio show now. You continue being guru. Can I call you guru?
Yes, you may. No, I'm just kidding. Namaste, everyone. Namaste to all you beautiful beings out there. Yes, I am honored and blessed to have a spiritual radio show here in LA. It's called The Eternal Hour, and it's shot right here in the Hollywood studios. And it's a show about spirituality and maneuvering your spiritual journey, especially in the modern day, you know, in this today, in this day. How does one keep on their path with all the distractions and the illusions and the delusions of life, all the Maya that exists? And it's in Hollywood is the place where they have the most Maya in the world. The whole thing is...
Why do you say that?
Because
it's too material?
Well, the whole city of LA, Hollywood, is built on dreams and illusions and fantasy, and people aspiring to be something and to be someone and to attain fame and fortune just so they can be happy, and that is a myth and it's a lie in itself.
So
right?
they're not present, they want to be happy tomorrow, or they
Well, they want to be
after?
happy when they're rich and famous, and happiness cannot be bought. Happiness is inside. One has to attain it from within. That's the only way that you can attain it. So here, I think there's a lot of dreams that come and get crushed because they wake up one day and they realize, wow, this is either they've succeeded or failed, and they realize I'm not happy regardless of what happens. So, you know, taping a show like this in Hollywood, and I make reference, I think, to living in Hollywood and pursuing my spiritual path. It's such a paradox, and no matter where you are in the world, I think you can still connect to it. Yeah.
You were saying that we are one, and also many times you speak to teachers, yoga teachers.
Yes.
And they don't know many things, these yoga teachers, and especially one big question which a teacher is supposed to answer: what is the purpose of life? I'm interested to know what is the purpose of life.
Well, firstly, if I can be so bold as to say, there are a lot of yoga studios in LA. It's a real hub. I think there are more yoga studios here than there are in India. It's all relative in terms of the small area and the population. It's rampant, you know, which is great. Yoga, however, is a divine union. The asana, which is the pose itself, is a very small fraction of what yoga truly is. And unfortunately, I've been into too many yoga classes here in LA.
They call yoga exercise is yoga, but it's exercise of the yoga guy.
That's so true. Here it's really about poses, and it is about looking good and being fit and having a great body. That's not what yoga was about, you know, or meditation for that reason. So I've been to too many yoga studios here where the teacher thinks they're some kind of yogi because they're leading a class, and everyone who comes there, however well-intentioned they may be, they think that they're suddenly a spiritual guru because they can perfect a pose, and yoga is not about a pose. It's about the divine union, and really the union within, and the union between you and God, between you and life force, and the connection between you and everybody else anyway. And yoga, by the way, has the 8 limbs, the things that you must follow. And I don't think most yogis even know what those are, let alone practice them. I mean, if you really want to be a proper yoga teacher, you have to be vegetarian, you cannot drink, you cannot steal, you cannot lie, you cannot hurt anyone. I mean, these...
3 more.
And how many, true to yourself, and how many people really follow this? How many of the yoga teachers who, so the whole thing is, again, in
I'm
LA.
glad you talk about it, because in Thailand,
they call it the 8 limbs of
last
yoga.
thing I was filming about pseudo teachers, the movie, but I film only Russian teachers, and you really answered one of my questions.
No, this is something that I think yoga teachers, especially here in the West, don't talk about. I probably bet you the Russian teachers probably follow those 8 limbs more, just like the Indian teachers would, because I think maybe they're coming at it from a more authentic point of view. And but out here in the West, it's just like, it's an epidemic, the studios and looking good, and hot yoga and the Bikram and this and that, and it becomes very Hollywoodized, in a way.
So what is the purpose of life?
The purpose of life, if from a Hindu Eastern tradition, we are spiritual beings. We are not born, we don't die. The spirit is eternal. We have reincarnated, so the real purpose of the reincarnation here on earth is a beautiful opportunity to attain moksha. Moksha is a Sanskrit word. It means the liberation of the soul. And through attaining moksha, you get nirvana. Now, nirvana, I think, is a term that's loosely played around again in the West and in the English-speaking world. It's again a Sanskrit word. Nirvana is simply a state of pure joy and bliss. It's a state that one experiences permanently.
What shape? No shape, like
No,
air, we become air?
It's a feeling.
Or sunbeam?
It's a state of being, but I mean, we get, when you come across a true yogi, you have darshan with a real spirit, evolved master and a true ascended master, and they look you in the eye, or they may touch you, or touch your forehead. You might get a little taste of that nirvana. You truly feel like you're in heaven, and you have this big smile on your face. You're smiling from your heart, and you don't know why. That's a small taste of it. But when you attain moksha, it's a permanent state, and only the sadgurus, the really truly enlightened masters, are in that state of nirvana all the time.
Constantly?
It's a constant thing. I mean, sometimes you can come out of it, but the point is that it remains with you. And that is really truly
I had the
what
feeling.
nirvana. Yes,
Through the meditation, many
yeah, a deep meditation
hours,
could do it too.
But it happened only very short, maybe 5 seconds or 10 seconds. But
It's
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because I experienced at least enlightenment for a short time.
5 seconds, right?
For 5 seconds.
And you don't get
It was
that.
like, wow.
You don't get that feeling of nirvana with food, alcohol, sex, money, power, fame. You're on top of the. You don't. It's no. It's a different. It's smiling from your heart.
So that's
truly.
illusion way
It's joy
for
from
us
your,
to want things.
I truly, yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
People are reaching out for substances, drugs, alcohol, coffee, food, sex, all these things, money, power, to feel that joy and happiness. I think they're really looking for a hit. And I think people who use drug, they use that term. I gotta, dude, I need a hit. Because they want that divine hit, and that through true meditation, meeting a guru. Sometimes you get it even through deep practice, but eventually your spiritual journey will bring you there. And when you attain the moksha and get the nirvana, that's when you truly feel it. Now, I must say, moksha doesn't happen overnight. It's a lifelong process. It usually takes you a lifetime to get. I think people like Buddha and Jesus and Krishna, they attained it at a very young age, but they were very we are all divine, but they were ascended masters who came in the human form. So, using Buddha as an example, age of 30 to attain it under the tree that he meditated on. It's something to aspire for, but it doesn't happen overnight. It's really I think it takes humans a lifetime to get to that point where they get the message. So that is my take on purpose of life. We are here for our soul to liberate, because in the Eastern culture they believe that when the soul does not liberate, you die as we all do, and then you have to be reborn again, you reincarnate again, and then you get another shot at it. And when they say old soul, I include myself as an old soul. However, it's not necessarily a great thing. It means that I've been around the block many times spiritually, and I didn't quite get the message. So hopefully this will be a lifetime where I do get it.
You told me 5 years ago that it's your last time.
I really believe
last
that.
time.
I think a lot of people, a lot of spiritual masters have said the same. But that's in my control. I have to dedicate my life to the true purpose of, my spirit. And then hopefully I will get to that point. And then if I choose to come back as an avatar to help other souls, I can do that. But if I choose to not come back, that is also my choice.
Cut.
That's my...
I want to see if it's working.
Yeah.
What do you think about our conversation?
Oh, it's beautiful. This is beautiful. Oh my God.
Still working.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, do it. We can talk about sexuality maybe.
Yeah. Preity, I feel like in the world there could be more. Let's start again. Proceed. 1, 2, 3. Preity, I feel in the world nowadays, I don't know how it used to be. It used to be a little bit warmer. Now people are more cold to each other, I guess, and afraid. Like even before, like let's say 40 years ago, people wasn't afraid of serial killers. There was no terrorism in the world, so it was much calmer, and people was much warmer. Now people talk to dogs, but they don't say hello to people.
Humans,
So
yes.
why they pet dogs? Why people don't pet people? I feel like that, touching, and in this country
Yes.
it sounds really crazy, but
I agree.
touching, like let's say on the bus stop, you stand and you see somebody is like, and usually everybody stands, come and make a
isolated,
massage, you
yeah.
hug somebody. It's like in a fantasy now.
Here's
It's like,
sexual harassment.
it's like
you
a
can
sexual,
sue your ass for
it's
that. Yeah.
sexual harassment. But so isn't it part of Tantra? What is Tantra? Like, what is
That's a
do we really have to be together, woman to man, to evolve spiritually, or it's like guilt trip, bad thing?
that's a great question.
And sex.
I'm glad you brought it up. And being Indian, I take pride in the Tantra and Kama Sutra and all this, because these come from my tradition. I think in the West and in the world at large, but especially I would say in the West, people are scared of intimacy. And when I say intimacy, I don't mean sexuality. I don't mean a physical intimacy. I think a mental, emotional, spiritual, intellectual intimacy with another person.
Like looking at the playing kid, it would be like, oh, why are you staring at my
He's a
kid?
pedophile, right? But there's
That's what you're talking about, connection? To
connection and feeling each other and being at one with each other. So people are fearful of that, because I feel they're scared to connect with another, because essentially they are scared to connect with themselves, because I am you, you are me, you are but a mirror. The world is a mirror. There's a beautiful saying, you don't exist. You only exist in my imagination, so it's really you're a manifestation of my world.
So that's what you wanted to do today?
That's true.
Talk to me for
No,
people?
absolutely. It's not that you wanted to interview me. I think my spirit wanted to share this wisdom, and it tapped into your soul, and it brought the two energies together, and that's why this has manifested, and I truly believe in that. So in my tradition, Tantra is a very divine subject. Tantra is sacred sexuality and sacred sensuality. And it really is, again, like yoga, it's a divine union. You don't have to be physically together. It's not about, a sexual experience between a man and a woman. You can have a tantric life. You know, Tantra essentially is a way of life, but the sexuality part is a part of it. And if we want to talk just about the sexuality part of it, it's two souls who are totally present in the moment at one with each other and with themselves. They come together and they know that the sensuality and the sexuality is the closest thing to God, you know, because when you are breathing, you're present with each other, you are with each other, and eventually the orgasm, it takes you to the divine. And when it's done with love, respect, tenderness, and healing, I think the auras merge, they become one, and it's just a healing energy that loops around you. And
But
yeah,
we lose it very quick. I read in Drunvala Melchizedek
Yes.
book, like,
he
you know,
talks about
sacred geometry,
the
but
flower of life, yeah.
yeah, flower of life. And one part only he talks about orgasm, and another chapter he said that Egyptians used to use it for healing.
Yes,
But it has to be like not an egoistical approach, because like you said, the problem with, I said, so if it's tantric and women supposed to like be like free as well,
Yes.
and they want to have it, but, and I said, why they don't want to do it like us? And you said because the man motivation towards them is
yeah,
wrong,
true. And I
like
think
egoistical.
the man has to honor the divine feminine. He has to see her as a goddess, as a divine goddess, as the Shakti, you know, which is a word for the divine. It's the word for goddess. So if he treats her as a goddess, and he needs to create a space for her to feel and be and express herself like a goddess, she will open up in every way, and he's coming from a selfless, loving way. They both serve each other, and that's when it's true tantra, and that's when the real orgasm happens, and that's when she can have multiple orgasms.
Did you have one? The real?
Yes, of course, but it's hard to find a partner who is that evolved. And I'm not talking that he doesn't have to be.
Can you teach? Like, you knew, because I know you a long time ago.
Yes.
5 years ago, probably you know more and
Even
you feel
then
more.
I
But
was like that.
even
Yeah.
then, you was directing me in
Yeah.
many things. But question is it possible to teach somebody?
Yes, it is, but I truly believe, I think a man is better teaching a man, because, you know, a true, I mean, if you really want to go into the specifics, in the real tantric union, the man does not ejaculate. So how many men will not ejaculate? You know, they're supposed to keep it in and ejaculate, in a way, take it upwards, and that is very, very healing and regenerative for them. However, for the woman, she just has multiple orgasms. So look at this dichotomy, and this is the dynamic. The man is not ejaculating, he is, and she's having multiple orgasms. This is how it's supposed to be. Yet today it's the other way around. Guy is dumping, you know, on her, and he's quick to get his climax and get there, and doesn't care about her, and she's waiting to be loved, and not, it's over too quick, too soon, and he rolls over, and she's completely unsatisfied, angry, confused, she's upset, she's
And it comes from not knowing, because
not
it's like a
knowing
taboo subject.
the real meaning and the reason for sex or divine union, or, you know, sexuality, sensuality, and, you know, also treating each other as God, goddess. You know, we don't do that. Even from the woman's side, she has to see him as Shiva, as God. She can't just say, oh, you're just here to serve. I mean, it goes the other way around too. It takes two to tango, you know.
I heard Osho a couple weeks ago, and he was talking that the sex was, you know, distracted by the church to manipulate people.
Yes.
Because when the action and the tantra, what I learned this year is not, as you mentioned, is not.
It's not about
it's
control
not about,
or fear
and
at
it's not
all.
about sex as well.
No, it's not. It's a way
It's-
of life, really. It's a
it's
divine connection you have with yourself.
Yeah, tantra is like same as yoga, because
Yes,
what
the-
you have
the
to like.
union.
We have 7 chakras,
Yes.
right? So the base chakra is responsible for the base, right?
Yes.
It connects it to the 6th chakra, to
The-
your head.
yes.
So what I understand, if
The energy goes up through
yeah,
all the 7
this energy
chakras.
just helps to like to
Reach, yeah.
reach too, but in between it's a different thing.
Yeah, you
how
have the heart, you have the creativity, you have the speech, the truth. your power, the ego, the creativity. Yeah, it has to go through all of those
So the
cycles.
balance, so what I understand, the balance of my chakras can connect me to the nature. Then I can see, oh, this is the leaves, oh, this is a beautiful tree, all this. But without the woman, it's very hard. Everything is beautiful, but something is missing.
Yeah, you cannot attain it. You can see the beauty, but you can't touch it. You can't have it. You know.
When I'm with a woman, I feel like I'm full, you know,
Yes.
and especially if it's like love, and when you have sex, then you can actually what
You
word
can
love
attain
means,
the beauty. You can touch that beauty. You can feel it and
right?
taste
The
it.
word love
Yeah.
in Russian means people know God.
Ah, I love that.
So it's like the love is not about like me. The love is the
It's-
whole
yeah.
thing.
When you see people truly in love, or if they've had this orgasmic experience, they just love life. They're happy. They're like love and light.
That's what Tosha's talking.
Yeah.
We're strong.
Yes, and then the opposite, you see people who are not having that experience.
Tired,
They're
you know, like
angry. They're going around
not
killing each other
smiling.
and starting wars and things like that. You know, make love, not
So what,
war.
what
I
should
think.
we do? What should we do? Make love, not war.
Well, yes, but you should, you know, make love, yes, but with the right person. I mean, it needs to be intentional and sacred.
But you,
And keep your
you
hold
think,
out for that. Keep yourself pure for something that's worth it. You know, don't give it up so easily and so cheaply.
you're talking to women, right?
Well, yeah, I
To
think
men too.
I have noticed that it's especially in the West. I feel like they give it up too easily, you know, and you have to honor it. I honor my sensuality and sexuality, and that actually makes me more appealing to someone because I cannot be had that easily, and I cannot be bought. So people just are drawn to that, and they want that in so many ways, you know, and it's a different mentality, and I've always had that, and it's because of my upbringing, I suppose, but I take great pride in that, and I know that if I had a daughter, I would teach her the same thing. You know?
Namaste.
Namaste.
So the purpose of our interview was, you know, for people to learn
Yes.
if they teachable.
Yes.
If they know, if they, maybe some people would say, I know it, right? But
Yeah.
they still, the repetition is mother of knowledge.
True.
So if they teachable, we hope it's going to help them. And one of other things which I want to ask you, because I'm sure that this you can answer to people and they will learn from you, because you the one who vibrates on this level because you achieved it. It's not your theory. You
Okay.
live like this. So you are the achiever. You call yourself sometimes I'm a great manifestor.
Manifesting machine. Yeah.
Manifesting machine, and I can see how you like living in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
You started without money. You came from Australia.
Yes.
You
Made
like
it happen.
like
yeah.
and everybody think you have like 10 people helping you,
I
but
know.
it's all you.
It's all me.
So-
but me and the universe, I must say, I
Oh,
have divine help.
Wow, so you're not,
Yes.
wow, you're a grateful person. So,
Yeah.
wow, amazing. Exactly. So you see how people, they don't think it's them because they understand who is really doing.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just
When
a
people say,
vessel.
I,
That's
I-
an ego. I probably came here with a much more naive approach to life, but now I know that the universe has a plan for me. It's working through me. I'm just a vessel. I'm here to share my wisdom and my gifts, and I do it in different ways. But and I
So how to dream? Is this the way, like, or you already answering? How do you dream and how do you get things?
Through deep meditation and being brutally honest with yourself, I think you will listen to your inner voice and your inner heart, and you will know what your soul wants from you, and you have to respect that, and you have to go after that. And I think when you truly make a decision in your heart to do the right thing and to listen to your inner voice, the whole universe opens up. Like The Alchemist, my favorite book, Paulo Coelho, the author, he talks about, you know, the alchemist who speaks to Santiago the boy, and he says, you know, when you are on your true life purpose, the entire universe conspires to make it happen for you. That is my favorite line out of any book I've ever read in my life, because it proves that the universe is looking out for you. It's here to help. It's waiting for you to say yes. It's waiting for your command, the right command. It's waiting for you to really tap in to your spirit, find out what your truth and your purpose is, and when you make that pledge to yourself, yes, this is who I am and this is what my life is going to be about, go. the universe is it's on its way. It's sending you aid, and just everything comes together. I live my life like that, you know. You appeared out of nowhere, all the way from Russia or Kosamui to come and help me with something. You know, it happens. My life is like this. You know, it really is a
Every
dream.
day?
Yeah, because I think I believe in the impossible. It's not only that I believe in it, I actually expect it. If I don't have miracles in my life, I think something is wrong. What's going on? I'm becoming an old bag, you know. This is not cool. So I expect magic and miracles, and
So expect the miracles.
yes.
So you think this was good? I hope the sound